stepped on second and gets the double play. Watch Chris Campbell handle this high chop. Very smooth. It gets 2 on the swing, but LSU leads by 7.
Pitch just catches way too much of the plate, and it's tagged by Campbell.
Welcome back to Life After Baseball, everybody. As you know, it's the only podcast here that is showing you guys that we have people who didn't make it in their respected lane, but they still found a way to stay in and around the game. But for today, it's a special one because it is episode 1 of season 2.
Yes, sir.
And as always, I'm one half of this special family, JP, my co-host.
Chris Campbell here.
And today's premise is going to be about people who stood around the game even though they did not make it. And we have a super special guest today that I think is the epitome of what you can say of like staying around the game besides being like a coach or anything like that. Because this guest has backstage access to some of your guys' favorite players. So without further ado, I'm going to have my brother Chris introduce this heavy hitter of a guest because, you know, not for nothing, all we bring are heavy hitters. So Chris, who we got today?
So today I have the pleasure of introducing my brother Jason Pastuizaca. I hope I didn't say your last name right.
Pastuizaca.
Oh, okay.
But bro, Jason,
I appreciate
you for coming. I appreciate you for showing out, bro. So Jason, talk to us, bro. How you doing? How's everything going? How you feeling today?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me, guys. And
Sure.
everything is all good, bro. You know, another day, another dollar that we can make over here. You know, thank God we're here.
For sure.
And, you know, my life right now, we're just getting ready. You know, stay ready, but we stay ready, but we're also getting ready. You know?
For sure. So, Jason, talk to us. Like, when it comes to, you know, the game, like, what's, like, your earliest remembrance of, like, you know, baseball? Was it T-ball? Was it, you know, Little League? Like, talk to us.
Yeah, it was definitely Little League, but it came right after, like, so I'm Ecuadorian. We don't play baseball at all.
Really?
In Ecuador, we don't play baseball. South America is, like, Colombia here and there, and then Venezuela, you know, now they're popping.
Yeah, for sure.
I played soccer in my life growing up.
Okay.
Like, when we were in PS11, I played soccer, and then I had an injury where I decided, you know, I'm not playing soccer anymore because it was on my knee. So I had to get stitches, but I was, like, the 5th grade, bro. Ancient times now. But
5th grade already going through a knee injury? That's crazy.
It was bad. Yeah, I slipped on something and it just cut me wide open. I needed like 40 stitches. But because I was playing soccer that whole time, I couldn't just stay still.
For sure.
So I once the doctor's like, yeah, you could go do your thing. I played soccer again, slid, opened it up again. And I kept doing that. And my parents was eventually like, yo, stop playing. And that's when I got into baseball. I started going to, like, you know, Bush Park, and I saw all the boys there. I'm like, you know what, let me do this. Let me do something where I'm not sliding all the time. And boom, then we got into that. I was bad. I remember Chris Campbell was the guy that everybody was like, yo, we got to watch for Chris. And we had a guy named Anthony back in the day.
Anthony.
So they would tell us, like, yo, these guys are nasty. Go play with them, da-da-da. And that's when I joined Elm Jack. And bro,
from there was not. And I know he had brought up PS11. Shout out to PS11. So that was our elementary school. Like Woodside, Sunnyside, you know, whatever you want to call it. So it's crazy, but that was like 20 years ago. So it's just crazy to see the growth, you know. And I'm super grateful to have, you know, people like Jason, that, like, you know, we stayed in contact, you know. And we don't talk every day, but, you know, we obviously follow each other on Instagram, and it's cool to kind of see his journey. And we just show love to each other. But I think it's dope, and that's crazy. So you had like a late start to your like baseball journey.
Yeah, I started 11 years old when I played baseball. And I remember going to Elm Jack specifically, and like when we were in Elm Jack, I remember going the first day, they did like a draft.
Yeah,
like
that's how it always was.
Yeah, so like you would pick, like you have your team, you'd be like, oh, I got Chris Campbell. Oh, I got Angel Acevedo. I got
Angel, shout out to Angel.
Angel was the guy back there, bro. And like I remember the coach there, Janet, she's picked me, and I think I was the last pick because nobody knew me there.
Okay.
And we had practice, and one time I remember seeing Angel, and right away Angel was throwing like 68 at 11 years old.
Angel had was killing it,
And I'm there throwing 52. Not even like in a lob and all of that. I'm like, bro, I don't belong here. I kept striking out on everything, and then I didn't give up. That's the thing. I always, my parents instilled that in me. Like, you might be bad on something, but if you give up, you're never going to get better at it. So keep going. And I remember Janet, Mercado was my coach there.
Oh wow, that's Jorge's.
Bro. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
love
Jorge.
Yeah, I played with Jorge.
Really?
Mercado, yeah,
Mercado?
and Baruch.
Yeah, Jorge.
Man,
Jorge
shout out
was
to
there with
Jorge.
us too.
Oh,
Jorge
wow.
was nasty there too. I was
Yeah.
the guy that was at the bottom, bro. I'm telling you. I don't remember their names fully, but it was like Angel, Jorge, something Wagner. I think Willie Wagner.
No, so Wagner was his first name.
Was
I
it?
don't know if Wagner Mendoza. If you're talking
There
about
you go.
Wagner
Yeah,
Mendoza,
yeah.
it's funny. He just put a story of a bomb bat. And I'm like, bro, those are the best bats ever invented.
Hell,
but it's crazy.
They don't ever break.
Yeah, you like those bomb bags?
Bro, come on. The only thing I
hated
didn't like
them.
about them was that when you got jammed,
They hurt.
you lost your thumbs for at
Yeah,
least a couple
they hurt.
a couple of days. Wow, bro, you're bringing it back. So for those of you who don't know, Jack is a little league, literally right before you get to Rikers Island.
Literally, right there, bro.
It's bad funny and it's in Astoria. I don't know like what part of Astoria, or probably like the end of Astoria, but it's crazy, that you brought that up because I played with some of the best players that I played at Jack. So tell us a little bit about the Jack days and like your experience there, because you say you weren't that good, but I mean I'm assuming you practiced a lot. You worked up to where you got to high school and things like that.
Yeah, so when I got there, I knew I loved the game, but I knew I wasn't good as well. So I just like stayed quiet and all of that. And it got to a point where I think I got 2 games in and I struck out 6 times. So that's 6 straight at bats striking out. I was pissed. I'm like, nah, I can't do this and that. And then Janet saw me. He's like, honey, like you gotta take it easy. If you allow me, let me just change your stance or something. All she really did is instead of me staying like that, do it like Giancarlo Stanton does right now, like just little angle. Literally the next day I went 5 for 5. And then from then on out, I remember not getting out ever again. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But I remember specifically in Jack, we were gonna play you. You didn't make it that game because I think you were with CP Stars as well.
That was when I think I was playing with the Rays with Maha's team, because I remember and shout out to Maha. She was like a second mom to me. And I remember she used to get on my case. I used to feel so bad. Yeah, with Coco, Mac, and her oldest son Schmeddy, who's actually he was part of Joe Santagato's The Basement Yard. So like he's been performing at MSG. Baby. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Yeah. So shout out to that whole family. I got mad love for them. But Maha used to get on my case because like, yo, we need you at the games. But I was playing with the Stars and we were traveling.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me how vigorous the Stars.
CP Stars were up there.
Yeah, so it was like either I played at Jack or I went to Diamond Nation or Sports of the Beach and things like that.
I'll take what you did for sure. So I remember specifically that one game. My dad didn't really get the chances to take me to games because he had to work, but this one he did, and we stood. I don't know if you remember the fields like that, but it was like the first field when you get in is Division 1.
That was D1, yeah.
That's the one I started in. I remember 4 parents lined up right in front of their cars, and my dad is like, "Are we not allowed to park here?" And then they're like, "Yeah, you are." He's like, "Oh, you guys got a game?" He's like, "No, the guys that you guys are playing, they have one kid that always hits it over here," and I'm like, quiet. And then like, yeah, do you guys know Chris? I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, of course I know Chris, but I don't think he's coming. And then like you said, I saw Maha. I'm like, yeah, I don't see Chris at all. So we might have a chance today, boys. Let's keep it going.
That's tough.
But yeah, I mean, when I got there, bro, I remember, like I said, I wasn't good, but I knew I wanted to get better, and I loved the game. And again, coming from like an Ecuadorian family, they always looked at me like, what are you doing? Like, go play soccer, go play volleyball or something. I'm like, nah, I like this game. Let me see what it gets me. And thank God I kept it going, bro. Honestly.
For sure.
So do you feel like your family didn't not really support you? It's just like you didn't really have that, them going to like a lot of games in comparison, like if you would have played soccer or something like that, like.
I want to say yes and no, but it's more so like the games would be the times that my parents did have to be at work. And like they never had weekends off, and that's majority of the times where we had the games. So that's another. Like you said, Ma has like a second mom to you. Janet was a second mom to me. She would always go from wherever she's at to Woodside to bring me to Jack to not miss a game when my parents weren't there, And she had Brandon, her kid too, that, she took care of. And yeah, I wouldn't say like they didn't support me. They definitely wanted to be there, but just couldn't.
It just couldn't because of
so
work.
it got
and
to a
everything.
point where like, I got to do this no matter what by myself.
Right,
and that's how your mindset stays. That's how my mindset stayed my whole life.
That's what's up.
Like no matter what, just do it, bro.
Got you. Now you had mentioned that you had made that Janet had made that switch in your stance and kind of closed you off and you went 5 for 5, right? Did you feel like after that moment, that's when you were like, all right, I want to take this a little more serious? Because you're starting to see that success. Because, you know, going 0 for 6 with 6 Ks and then coming back and then turning it around 5 for 5. I don't know, me personally, that'll turn me up to where now I'm going crazy. Like, I'm going.
Yeah, so after that, I for sure, like, I started taking wiffle ball more serious in my backyard. That it came a problem. Like, I played with my neighbor at times, and then a couple of friends would come over. Bro, the amount of windows I broke, it was bad. And yeah, and my parents, like, they would get mad, but they understood too. It's like, I'd rather you break a window than go break someone's face outside or something, or get my face broken and stuff like that. So just do that. And yeah, like, after that, I decided, like, I was still young. Like, I didn't really get super into training like that until high school, which is a big jump from what we're talking about. But like,
we'll get there.
Yes, but seriously, I took it in high school. But at that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm nice now. Like, at least I'm nice to my age level. You know?
Absolutely. That confidence started to exude. And now, around what age is this when she had closed your stance? My bad.
Probably the same year I first started, so around 11 or 12.
Okay.
We got to a point that we ended up going to the cage in Metropolitan too, with just me and her, and she would just make sure, like, yo, my stance is like that, and then just straight line drives.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, shout out to the parents that kind of took a lot of us under their wing, right? Like, I think you know, very similar to Jason. You know, my mom wasn't able to go to a lot of the games, but I had to like he mentioned Maha. There was a lot of people that helped me that I'm assuming helped you as well. So, you know, shout out to those parents for sure.
Sure.
That's a fact. Now, I want to kind of like switch into like, what did that time between right before high school, because I would assume that you kind of played more travel ball because Elm Jack, you know, is going to kind of transition you. Was Elm Jack the only kind of little league you stood at, or did you venture out and then start to play in different like travel teams? Because, you know, Chris had mentioned he has the Rays, CP Stars, you know, they're all well known. And with you starting to love the game more, you're starting to see, all right, I'm having success. Maybe I can get on some of these teams, start traveling, going to the Diamond Nations, to the baseball heavens. You know, what did that look like?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I always wanted to do all of those tournaments and get to a team, but my parents, because they weren't there, they didn't see what I was saying. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I want to join a travel team so I could get better, go here, go there. But all they saw was, oh, that's like $1,000. Oh, that's $500. And don't get me wrong, it's expensive. Baseball right now is expensive, bro. It's travel and everything. But basically, I didn't play travel ball when I was in like 7th, 8th grade. I got into more training in high school, and I would go to the Bronx. I would go to Grand Slam. I don't know if you're familiar.
I know exactly where Grand Slam is at.
Grand Slam, shout out to Grand Slam, Belkis, Steve, all of them over there. They literally held me down. Joel Reynoso is the one that took me. That's my boy for life. He took me over there because we went to aviation, and he was the only one that lived in the Bronx. And then he's like, yo, I have a cage over here that I work at. Come through and let's practice. So we did. And then after that, that cage became how do I say family? Yeah, family, because we had like kids that would come and train certain days, and we made that as a team, but not necessarily travel where Diamond Nation, but travel for me was Queens to Bronx, Bronx to Brooklyn, just like that little stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's when I started getting exposed to a lot more, like, to say, Dominican ball, where kids, instead of seeing 62 and Elm Jack, I'm seeing 82 by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, with curveballs.
From DR, sometimes some dudes is like, oh, I'm playing in George Washington High School, and you're like, damn, playing in Monroe.
For sure.
You know, stuff like that.
So did you feel, sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Did you feel that, like, baseball contributed to your decision in choosing a high school? Like what was your deciding factor to go into aviation? Because you mentioned you went to aviation.
Nah, honestly, I was more in my academics, and I was following my cousin's footsteps in a way. Not necessarily knowing that I was going to be a mechanic. I remember specifically telling him when I got accepted, I'm like, yo, I got into AV. We're going to see each other all day. And I was so excited. And he was like, cool, bro. You're just going to be around a lot of guys doing a lot of aviation stuff. You're not really going to have your girls. I'm like, what, 12? I didn't care about that at the moment, you know? But, yeah, when we got to aviation, that team was not good. Like, the baseball, again, aviation was known for aviation stuff, not for sports like that.
Right.
But eventually, like, my little crew, I want to call them, like, it was Joel, Gerardo, Junior.
Yeah, I remember.
Xavier and us, like, we went and we're like, you know what, let's try out. We started with JV, but I remember Gerardo and Junior being the guys that tried out for varsity. They made it, but in order to play more, they were better off with us in JV.
So they played both?
Freshman year, they played JV.
Okay.
Sophomore year, Gerardo and Junior moved up to varsity. Me and Joel stayed back.
Got you.
Shout outs to our boys Gerardo and Junior.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. But okay, so then talk to us about some of those times in high school. Like, you know, what do you remember about playing in high school, times that might have stood out, whether they were successes, failures, or just times that really kind of told you, like, this is why I genuinely love this game. Like, this is why I chose, not only that you chose it over soccer because, you know, you had your injury, but it's just like, why do you love this game so much?
Honestly, like, this game, I love it more for the mental part than the physical, which is crazy because, like,
you rarely hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, it just shows how strong you could be up here instead of just looking physically. So when I started playing, I remember I'm still big, but, like, I was more round, like, not really muscle and stuff. So I remember trying out specifically for the JV team. Mind you, this is when Gerardo and Junior already came down. They're like, yo, we're playing here. Everybody knew Junior. Everybody knew that Junior throws as fast as a car can go at that age. Yeah. So me and Gerardo were the catchers. But Gerardo, I'm not going to say there was animosity or envy, but, like, obviously you're playing for the same position you try to play. Yeah. So there would be times that I think he told Junior specific, is like, yo, make sure we get the best out of this kid, like me. They didn't know me. And I was basically like the relay guy or something like that, and Junior would be the cutoff. No, I'll be the catcher, Junior would be the cutoff for a reason. Okay. Because he had the best arm. So they were like, make sure to see if this kid could get it. So they'll throw it to Junior, and Junior would just be like, throw it like 100 right there. I'm just like, all right, cool. Yeah. So it's like, they would test you. Because, like, I knew they're Dominican, I'm Ecuadorian, and all of that. They played all their life. I didn't. So I'm like, let's see how far we can go. And then they tried that. They couldn't break me. We went to the cages. I hit better than both of them. Couldn't break me. And I remember specifically here, I never had a branded bat. I had like a Easton from Sports Authority. Yeah, you know, down Northern Boulevard. A skinny.
R.I.P. Sports Authority.
A skinny Easton, and I was hitting bombs with it. I remember that specifically. And I'm like, after that is where my confidence grew a little more, where I'm like, you know what? I'm here.
I belong here.
I could do this with the boys and all of that. So, yeah. That's, like I said, mental over physical for me. Because I feel like that in life, you need that regardless.
Absolutely.
Especially because you fail more times than you succeed. And I mean, you'll be a Hall of Fame player, you know, and you'll still fail way more times than you succeed. So that's crazy. Do any other moments in high school like stand out when you playing aviation? Maybe a play, you know, behind the plate, a home run that you hit, a big game.
Honestly, junior year was probably my best year, and that's when you guys made it, I think, to Yankee Stadium, Cardozo.
Junior year, we made it to Yankee Stadium.
Or was it your senior year?
My senior year, my senior year.
So I think junior
2014.
year. Yeah, junior years when, like, all of us were in varsity, and I remember that team didn't make playoffs for 2 years already. So then once we made it, we went, like, I think it was 13-5 or 14 and something. So that, obviously, we had fun. We were doing the whole thing. In the playoffs, it was different, too. It felt great. When we played you guys, we definitely had, like...
Yeah, we was always clashing because it was a Queens. It was a Queens thing,
Keith,
for sure.
Be nasty. I don't want to sound bad, but, like, the Asian dude you guys had, too, he was nasty,
Lim.
too.
Yeah, Lim, David.
Yeah, we didn't have pictures like that. We had Joel and Junior. And then you guys had, like, 3. You had Castaño, too.
So Castaño was, he was a senior when I was a junior. So we were talking about junior year. Castaño, we had Doyle, Connor Doyle.
He had some other dude I remember specifically. He had goggles, too. He was a good pitcher, and I almost took him deep. But Juniper, I remember, like, my first at bat, just seeing him, and I'm, like, in my head, because, again, it's Dozo and AV, and we're, like, first and second, or you know, yeah. So I'm like, yo, you're not getting me. And then I remember specifically going like that and spitting, like, a lot in the air, and then the guy was like, same thing to me. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go.
I'm with you, Queens guys. Yo, as players, bro. I don't know. This is like the second, third Queens person I've heard of a situation that they up to hit and they spitting, but that's so crazy.
I remember right after that first pitch, I took him to the wall for an out, and I was like, oh, God, you got me. But It was just a competition, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. You talk all the crap you want to me as long as you could take it back. I'm doing the same.
For
you
sure.
know?
That's a fact. That's a
yeah.
fact. That's New York baseball for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro.
you have to have that type of grit, and that's why I feel like New York baseball, it really shapes you in a different like light and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, there's great baseball everywhere out there. You know, I don't take nothing away from Texas or from the Floridas, the Californias. You know, the
sure.
places you could be on the field for all year. But as far as like the mental aspect of it and like that grit that you have to walk into. In New York baseball, you don't only have to be pretty good on the field, you have to be mentally tough, because if they see that they getting under your skin,
It's over.
That game is done for you.
Yep.
Like, you're gonna have people chirping in your ear. You in second base and they're already like they on your heels. So, so you talked to us about, your varsity year that stood out to you. Now, did your baseball journey end in high school, or you took it further a little bit?
So I took it for, I played college, but in all honesty, after my senior year in high school, I feel like I did start losing a little love for the sport, but not, how do I explain? Not necessarily for the sport. I didn't play travel ball in high school like that. What I did is I worked. So I worked, I was getting my money and all of that, so I got complacent with that, and I'm like, I'd rather do this than play. But then I would go practice. I'm like, I still want to play. So I went to SUNY Jefferson, and that was shout out to Sayo Grace.
I remember. You were there with Junior too, right?
Junior and Joel, and Eder, and those were my guys. So we played. We were in Sayo Grace, and I specifically remember. I didn't make the team because
the Grace team, or
Sayo. That year that I don't want to say committed to SUNY. Where I was just like, I'm going to that school. I didn't make the team because the last 2 tryouts. God bless my mom, and like she was able to get her papers, and like as soon as she got her papers, she was like, my whole life told me like, when I get my papers, we're going to visit La Virgencita de Guadalupe, even though we're not Mexican. Okay. But we're gonna go visit her because she's the reason why I got my stuff. Okay. Oh, glory to God, oh glory to her, and it happened to be that week. So I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't say no.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I didn't have money. I didn't have
tough.
any choice, so I had to go. I came back. I remember Daryl texting me. He's like, sorry, bro, like you have the talent, but you're not making it. Because you didn't make the practices.
Yeah.
So I went to college after that with a little mindset where I'm like, I'm here, but like I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm here to study and all of that. But then when I got to college, bro, it opened up my eyes more how like tougher it is both to make it in baseball and just make it in life in general. Because my coach was tough on me. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you, I got there. I always lifted weights, but I didn't do it right. Like in a way where like, we're training back today. No, I would go, I'm doing arms today, I'm doing chest today, and that's it. He made us run first, like, I don't know if you guys know how the first tryouts are. It's called Hell Week or something.
Yeah, trust. That's when they put the garbage cans out.
Anything they can.
Doors are locked.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, again, I was big. I didn't run like I run now. So I remember him specifically making our backstop from the catchers was huge. So let's say over here, and then we did the whole stadium, 15 laps, and he wanted it in under 20 minutes. I was the last one, but he let me have it. He was like, you're never going to make it. If you continue like this, you're never going to make it. Da, da, da. Like, this is embarrassing. You're a college athlete. Da, da, da. And I was like, not hurt, but like, again, I needed that. Because after that is when I started taking my like fitness life seriously, and I started losing more pounds and all of that. But
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. So like you really have like this tough mentality, because I like from hearing your story and everything, from Gerardo and Junior testing you and everything like that, you liking the mental aspect of it, the fact that you could receive criticism and not shell into a ball and say, I mean, yes, it bothered you, but at the same time, you're like, I needed that though. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that you could recognize something like that early, like shout outs to your character and
not that victim mentality, bro.
Yeah,
and I think that's why you're
me?
So successful now in what you do because of that.
Exactly. And that's why it makes me excited to get into what he's doing now and why he's so successful. So you talked to us that you started to lose this weight and everything like that. So what were some of the things that you started to do to lose the weight? Because you said that, he put that battery in your back, like you're never gonna make it, you're gonna do this and that. What did that entail, or in turn into that like started to create this person that we're seeing more and more today? Because you said those pounds are starting to shut off. Yeah,
it literally turned into like, okay, now watch me. And like that's how I just kept going about it. I remember Freshman year, I didn't lose as much as I did my sophomore year.
Okay.
And it was because I was still competing for a position, catcher position there, and whatever happened. Then my sophomore year, I came in and like I did tell you, like I kind of lost love for the sport. I went in more with the mentality of I'm losing this weight now. Now I don't got mom or dad to cook me all this good food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out over here. And so don't get me wrong, my coach, great at fitness. He was a CrossFitter and all of that. So he would always put workouts for us on the board to do. So I would do that, and then for some reason I would decide to go run 2 miles, and then the next day was 3 miles, and the next day was 1 mile because I didn't feel good because I was tired. I'm like, I don't want to do this, and the next day was 5 miles. It's just like a little motivation for yourself to like, I'm sorry, like how do I say? It just that's how I've always been. Like you motivate me, and then I'm gonna motivate myself more. Like no matter what you say, I like the tough love.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It got to a point too that because of that, like he instilled it on me that let's say I lost, I forgot. I'll tell the weight I remember sophomore year I went in there at 240, I let it go and I left at 175.
Wow.
6 months later, but it got to a point where my coach was like, "Yo, stop working out."
Yeah, because
and I'm like,
losing you.
Yeah, he said that. He's like, "Bro, all the power you had to hit it to the wall, you still have that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do." But in reality, I didn't know if I did because I was most focused on like losing the weight.
Yeah.
Because I did lose a little bit of love for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just how I always been. Like my parents were tough on me. Don't get me wrong. The tough love, and I guess that's why I'm like that too. But I love that.
Yeah, that's dope. So like, what are some of like the times that kind of stand out in a positive note when it comes to being at Jefferson?
That like you could literally do anything you put your mind to. Going up there too, bro, like you get classes canceled sometimes, which sounds fire, but like you get them canceled because of snow. And
Where was Jefferson? That's upstate?
Watertown, New York. 30 minutes from Canada's border.
Oh, wow.
So we're up there.
Damn.
We're passing Syracuse too, so you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're freezing,
deep.
bro.
That's
Yeah.
like, oh man.
It got to, and like when we were up there, to me, I was the only one with a car, so I'd always take Joel Jr. and Eder to school, and we had different schedules and stuff like that, so it was tough. Like the snow itself literally made us tougher too, because we had to practice outside sometimes like that. Dude, it was insane. When we got to the season, we had a nice field. The playgrounds is what it was called, but it would be snowed in. So sometimes we like get games canceled and all of that. The friendships too, bro. Like when I got up there, again, we were by Canada, so I had a couple Canadian teammates, bro. The nicest people ever.
Yo, I love Canadians.
Yeah, they're the nicest people ever.
Love
You're just like,
Canadian
why are you
teammates.
so nice, bro? Because like we're from here, bro. So a couple of times, like whenever it's culture shock. Whenever
for sure,
when
for
I went
sure.
up there, I remember just somebody opening the door for me, and I'm like, thank you. And they're like, oh, no, you're fine. And I'm like, what?
Hold up.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you saying I'm fine for? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
And it's
right.
just like,
I've
that's how
never
they
even
are.
asked
They're
that.
so-
You
Yeah.
saying I'm fine. Like, how do you even respond to something like that?
I just like, all right. But then you start noticing that everybody's like, hey, how are you? Like that. And you just start developing that too. I bring that here. Like in New York, where people are always like
Mean
that.
mugging and
Yeah,
always trying
I'm
to
just
get
like,
somewhere.
I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, even if you don't hear me, I'm going to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
how are you?
absolutely.
That's just how I am.
Share the energy, spread the love.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. So did you graduate from Jefferson or?
Yeah, I graduated in 17 for my associates, but that's all I did.
Okay.
So I had to go back one more semester while everybody like went somewhere else. Like, don't get me wrong, I did have scholarships to go to other schools, but again, I had lost the motivation. And I
Yeah.
was already working, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go back in the summer and just keep working.
Jefferson was a 2-year or 4-year?
2.
2-year. Okay, so it was basically a JUCO.
Yeah, I had offers to go. Torres recruited me. What's his name? Torres, the Baruch coach, Jose. Yeah, he was recruiting me heavy, and I'm like, I don't want to stay in New York, bro.
No comment on him.
I'm
No
cold.
comment.
I don't got a comment about that, man.
Good thing you didn't. Good thing you didn't.
Wait, I thought you went to Baruch.
Who?
Nah.
Jason? No.
Gerardo, Angel.
Gerardo and Angel went to
Really?
Baruch.
Yeah, they won
Yeah.
a chip.
I could have sworn you went to Baruch.
What was that? My second year at Baruch. Was it? Yeah, my second year at Baruch, we won the.
Oh, so you
the
stopped at
conference.
Jefferson? So you didn't go back to school after Jefferson?
I said,
Oh, wow.
after-
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you, because you said around this time you were falling out of love with the sport. You know, what do you exactly mean that you were falling out of love with the sport? Like, what did that look like as far as just like not having any interest to play or do anything with the sport, or it was just that your focus was in other areas, like making money at that time?
So my mindset was definitely making money. That's always been me. But like at that, why I started losing interest was because like I know I was better than certain people, and yet I was still on the bench. And so that got to my head
politics.
heavy.
It'd be like that. Politics. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, and yeah, you know, you have those people that may just play the victim mentality, but sometimes if you know, you know.
That's a
And
fact.
there was times where it's like, and I don't know, everybody can relate to this, where it's like, you know, you put the work in and you know you've, I'm going to say earned the spot, but you know you should get a little more opportunities to show what you can
earn
do,
the
and
opportunity, yep.
it's not given.
Yeah, because at our age too, so like you guys know Junior, he would probably one of the hardest people we knew one of the hardest throwers that we knew
For sure,
right?
for sure.
So when we went up there, he was our ace too. And not a lot of the catchers that were there were able to catch him. So when he would pitch, there was a couple of times where it's like strike three right here, and the ball's over there, so the guy gets on first.
Yeah, because his stuff moves because he throws from like a 3/4 arm
It's
slot.
so weird, bro. I hit against him before.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like he has like a 3/4 arm slot, but he also like the way his arm
hides it
travels,
well, too.
it hides it in a weird way.
We would always
awkward.
call him Tim Lincecum, the Dominican Tim Lincecum, because
It's
his windup was
literally
different too.
and he had that hop.
And so like he would have a couple bad games, but it wasn't his fault. And then they'll like give me the chance, and there will be times where he'll go like 6 innings with 12 Ks, and like
Nuts.
And then the next day I'm sitting. Mind you, I went 2 for 3 that day too. Next game I'm sitting. Following game I'm sitting, and I'm like, bro, this is like you said. I don't want to play the victim, but it's like I know I deserve it. But it got to a point, like you said, like I overworked in a way where I lost all the weight and I lost focus on baseball. That my sophomore year, I did lose my spot. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I lost my spot because I also didn't put in the work for baseball. I put in the work for myself. And it showed on the field at times. Like, don't get me wrong.
I like the way you
Throwing
put
the second, I got way faster because I got slimmer.
Yeah,
My arm got better,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't practicing any of that in the off season. I was practicing the movements, yeah, but not really throwing the baseball or anything or hitting, stuff like that. So, yeah, I kind of messed myself up, but like mentally there, I would say was when I got not my weakest, but I got weak there because I'm like, bro, what am I doing?
You checked out basically.
Yeah,
I'm checking
because
out.
I'm like, I know I deserve it to play, especially my better go all over. But
No, you're good.
the first game, I remember we had like I don't know if every college does it where they go to a different city or a road trip or something. For
Well,
your first
usually
game.
we do because we're in the
the cold.
Northeast and it's
Yeah.
too cold.
It's
So
too
we'll
cold
start at
to
like
be doing
Myrtle
that.
Beach or
Yeah.
go to like Florida or something
Florida
like that.
trip.
We went to Baltimore. It was cold. Bro, this is my college, and we went to Baltimore. It was cold, bro. I remember it was Hartford.
Hartford,
Community.
they were blue.
Yeah.
Blue and they were nice.
They were
Hartford
nice.
is nice.
D1, D1 JUCO, I think. And I forgot the other one, but they were D2. So we went there, and I remember it was, I think Junior pitched the first game. I didn't catch. But what happened was the catcher didn't block it right, and there was a runner on first, and then he was just like, yo, I can't. So they put me in like that, just, yo, go in. The dude ran, gunned him out. The next guy got a double. He ran to third. I gunned him out again. So I'm like, oh, I'm doing my thing. Now it's my first plate appearance, and I go apple taco off the wall on a dude throwing 93 lefty.
Yeah.
So where's my confidence? Sky.
right.
And, you know, I get to second, and like I remember I slid to second. I went bam, bam, bam to the base. I'm like this is me.
Yeah.
Look at my bench, all hype. Same thing next at bat. I do my thing. I go. I think it's just a single. Second game we played, I had to play because the guy was injured. I went 2 for 2. Nobody ran. Next game, we went to play another team. Bench, both games, nothing. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're trying people out.
Yeah, for sure.
Then when you get to the season, same thing. Bench like six games in a row, and like my competition was just Kane. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, that takes not confidence, but that just like
It takes the love of the game out. 'Cause it's just like I'm putting this work in, and not only am I putting in, I lost the weight, I put in the work, I'm showing results. What more do you want from me as a player? Like, and then at that point, you're just gonna check out. Like, it's only right that you check out because I've been there, you've been there,
for
like,
sure.
because it's just like for all of this that I'm doing, I could have just been chilling. I could have found something else to do. In your situation, I could have been making more money. Like, so you start thinking and finding all of these different ways that I could have been allocating my time to other stuff. And then what sucks is that the sport that we love takes the hit for it.
Yeah.
Because then it puts that bitter taste in our mouth when it's really just a coach or the politics of the game that's really doing it in.
Yeah, but all respect to the coach, though, no matter what, because he really motivated me to stay on the fitness journey. Because, like, bro, like, I love waking up at 5 a.m. now. That's what he made us do. I love waking up at 5 a.m. because I also read as well, and it tells you, like, yo, you got more hours.
Yes.
You're ahead of everybody.
Yes.
By the time they're up, you're probably, like, you and me run, so we're, like, on 10 miles where they're just like, oh.
Rolling that, scrolling.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's a fact.
No matter what happened there, I always say I respect him for that because he literally changed me for the better.
That's what's up. No, I love to hear that. So, like, what was that, like, transition out of Jefferson, right? Because, like, you're falling out of love with the game. Like, what's, like, that next chapter for Jason now?
Right.
Make it in New York City some way, somehow. But, like, I remember right after that, I told my dad, I'm like, I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I had a gig where I was just, like, an elevator operator for one of the 15 Central Park West, so one of the nicest condos out there.
I know that building.
So I remember being just the elevator guy, pressing the buttons, all of that. And you get cool with the tenants, but you also get cool with staff members that are there. So they would always ask me, like, yo, so what's your plan? What's your plan? I'm like, bro, I really don't know. I'm 16, 17, just trying to get money right now and this and that. And then they would tell me, like, yo, work for us because we're unionized. We do this. Like, doormans make great money. They do. Respect to all of them. But right then and there, I wasn't in part of, like, the doorman porter industry. I was just a security from another third party. And so I had to figure out how to get into buildings like that because everybody there wanted me, but apparently my coworkers from the security also wanted to be in years before me. So the boss was like, yo, no, we can't really just give it to you.
Yeah, because there's other people that's been waiting in their line.
So what I did then and there is I printed, like, bro, I kid you not, like 40 resumes. I went all over downtown, uptown, midtown, and just, like, I'm pretty sure I know where they were going, but I was handing out my resumes. Like, look, I'm looking for a job. I've been here, this and that. You see them, like, hey, I'll give it straight to the garbage, probably. Yeah. That's what happens. But I knew, like, if I didn't do that, who was going to get it? Like, maybe there's one person that it was in my shoes before, and it's like, yeah, you know what? He's grinding. Let me do it for him. Yeah. And it eventually did come to that where, like, I ended up, my first full one was in 57th Street, a rental with 1,000 units, and we were opening it up. So it's one of the biggest apartments in New York City. So yeah, like, I got into it there, was making good money. And then eventually I'm like, you know, once I'm here, I'm like, I don't want to just be a porter, which is like cleaning up the garbage. I don't want to just be a doorman here where I'm just like, hey, every single time. Don't get me wrong, they make money. Yeah. At that point, I remember I wanted to be a building super because regardless, you're in those buildings especially, you're going to be the super. You live there for free. You make maybe like $100K a year plus. All you really got to do is make sure the building is running. Yeah. Make sure, like, all the tenants, if they have something wrong, you take care of it. And it's not necessarily you either. I could have my handyman. I'm like, yo, Chris, we have a leak over here. Go take care of that. Yeah. And boom. So I started liking that because, again, it's like a whole environment, like a family environment in a way. Then I got to another spot in Riverside Drive, which was way more chill. Where I was at was rentals, 1,000 units, like I said. This one was a co-op of like 15 apartments. So imagine. Like,
much different.
Way different. Way more chiller and all of that. Because in the rentals, we had a lot of students from China coming straight for NYIT, NYU and stuff. So it was a lot of students. This one was a lot more retired people.
Calm vibes.
Calm, bro, like calm. But my thing was, I had a crazy schedule where it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Loved it. I was doing my 5 a.m. workouts and go over there. And then Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, overnights. The worst days to have overnight. And then technically Monday off. But like the Monday you're
catching up.
Exactly. So your days are done in a way. So it got to my head a lot. That did get to my head. I did it for 3 to 4 years. And it got to a point where I'm like, bro, I don't know if I could keep doing this. I will be waking up on the overnight shifts at 1 p.m. and people say I'm crazy, but I hate wasting my day. So I like if I'm up at 12 p.m. I feel like I wasted my day because like I said, 5 a.m. to thing is prime hour for me.
Yeah,
like, That's how it was.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know. Damn, that's crazy, bro. 11 to 7, and then to go and work overnight, and then that's the vicious animal that people don't notice about overnights because I've worked like late night jobs myself personally to where your entire life is flipped. When other people are out and about, you're sleeping. When other people are sleeping, you're working. So it's like you don't feel like you're a part of society, and then when you are getting caught up on sleep, you feel like you're wasting time. So it's just like you having internal battles, but you still got to put your health first and prioritize. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
That's
shout out all the overnight workers, man. You guys got it.
yeah, you guys. So you said, you know, you started to hate that overnight stuff and everything. How did you transition, you know, out of that? Like, what did that look like? Because you're saying, you know, all of these people are asking, yo, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And you know, it doesn't sound like you were doing anything with your degree, and I can relate with that. You know, I personally went to school for 4 years, I'm doing nothing with my degree right now, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just, you know, what was the next step, or what was that maybe break, or maybe a piece of advice that someone gave that was able to allow you to go to that, you know, find something that you could say like, all right, I like doing this?
Yeah, it was definitely two things that I noticed there. First was like, I always wanted to do my own thing. So, like, be a boss of my own stuff and this and that.
Okay.
The second was seeing my coworkers there at the age they're there and still there. That kind of did get to me heavy.
I know that.
You know, so it was like, and especially when you knew your schedule wasn't going to change unless those guys go, like they retire, and you know that's not coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
It kind of hit. So I was like, you know, I got to do my own thing. What can I do? I've always been into cars. I've always been more into the, like, hooking them up rather than racing them.
Okay.
So I'm like, I also always wash my car, like, almost every week at home. I'm like, why not make this into a little business or something like that? And New York is cold, whatever, but, like, I thought of it. So then I ended up thinking, I'm like, who can I do this with? And I thought of my partner, my boy Gerardo. And we ended up talking, and we agreed to do it. And we ended up, like, investing in a car washing company that we call J&G's. So when we did that, I focused a lot more attention in there, including my overnight shifts. Instead of, like, focusing on the cameras, now I'm focusing on, like, okay, we got to get this for the wheels, we got to get this for that. So I started getting a little motivated. And then Gerardo happened to be working with a team that eventually needed an extra hand, and he decided, like, yo, if we're in this business together, why not work in the same industry together, so that way we can make sure we have the washes together at all times, and it won't be like, yo, Jay, can you get this wash? Yo, G, can you get this wash? It'll be like, yo, we're going here, we're going there.
That's dope.
So that's what we ended up doing. He ended up coming to my basement a couple of times, like a couple of days in a row, and we just, like, you know, talked it out. Kind of like this, like, you know, what we're going to do, you know?
Man, that's what's up. That's dope.
Yo, and one thing that I want to highlight, especially to, like, I think it's just an athlete thing. We have this deep wiring in us where we don't want to be told what to do. We want to do our own thing. Like,
mentally unemployable.
And I was just about to go back to that. You know, Chris had mentioned it in our first episode where, you know, he felt mentally unemployable. He doesn't want to be told what to do. He doesn't want to be told when he can do something. We all have dreams and aspirations that we're going to get paid to play the game that we love. So how are you going to try and take a kid who thought that we're going to get paid to play the game that we love, and you're going to tell us, listen, you got to show up at this time, clock in at this time, you could take lunch at this time, when you go to the bathroom, you got to let me know. You only get this, you get 2 15-minute breaks, and oh, by the way, if you call out too many times, your job is over. Like, I'm sorry, sorry, I'm not about to do that. So get more into detail about this business, this J&G's. You know, what was it like? You know, what did you guys do? How did that first year look? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Like, just talk to us, because, you know, that entrepreneurial jump, that's crazy. That's not for everybody.
Yeah, so I think he would tell you too, it was definitely my idea. Because, again, like, with the overnights, I had time to do whatever. I'd be on YouTube searching stuff, researching and all of that. So what I did, I remember, like, again, like, I like seeing cars clean. I would just type it in YouTube, and it would be a lot of California-based stuff. So I'm like, Cali, okay, what do you guys got? And there's be people pulling up in vans. When they open the van, they got a generator, they got a water tank, they got compressors and all of that. I'm like, we don't got that here. Yeah. You know, in New York, we don't have that. Mm-hmm. So it'd be dope to bring that here. And I brought it to his attention. I'm like, yo, bro, we don't need a big spot. We don't need to be outside. We can go to people instead of just staying here and hoping that people see our sign and come. Yeah. You know, we use social media. We'll be like, yo, we go to you and all of that. And it came about where we bought a Ford Transit Connect, and then we went with a company out in Cali. What is that? It's
like a van?
The van, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Ford Transit Connect. Not the big body, but a small body to start off. Mm-hmm. And then we reached out to a company called H2O Detailing out in Corvina, California, Cali, whatever. And we got a pallet of what we needed. So they shipped it out to us, and then we were like, oh, we got this here.
Yeah.
All in my backyard, we installed it, and then J&Gs came about that, and it got to a point where, like, I forget who our first customer was, but I think it was a tenant from the building. And we went all the way to Manhattan scared because now we have, like, the whole van is set up, but like I said, you have a water tank, but you have to have water in it. It's 100 gallons of water. Now you're driving to the city, stopping, this and that. Though you feel a car like this the whole time. Oh my God. And the van isn't brand new. We're starting off, so we had to invest in something that's kind of cheap. And so, like, we're driving, we're stopping, we're like I look at Gia, he looks at me, we're like, bro, we're good? We're like, yeah, we're good. Just like this the whole time. I know,
waterbed.
Yeah. And so, we started there. Went to the city. Obviously, people see us doing it, and they're like, yo, we never seen a van that opens up and you have everything back there and ready to go. Let me get your card, and boom, that's how it kept going.
That's so
and
dope.
And then, like I said, at this moment, Gerardo was working with a team, and we thought, like, yo.
What do you mean a team?
A professional baseball team.
Okay.
So like, we thought, like, why not try to get our clients there too, you know? And, that's what we went about.
Yeah. I just want to highlight just, like, the determination, and just like, bro, it's just like, because just hearing you talk, that's not the average conversation. Like, okay, I'm on YouTube, I'm seeing they're doing this in Cali. Just the thought process, like, well, we don't have that here. Okay, well, how can we get this here? And then reaching out to a company, you didn't know if that company was even going to send you this stuff, right? So you guys taking a chance on that. I think that's just like that athlete in us. Like, we just take chances, and I think even better than that, like, you never lose when you bet on yourself.
Exactly.
That's a fact. And then you guys would and then you can just tell why you guys had the success early on is because you created value for yourself in the marketplace very early on by separating yourself from everyone else. What was it that's something that they have out there that is flourishing? You didn't go and reinvent the wheel. You just took something that was already working and brought it to the place that no one else was doing it. And then how is that not going to blow up? How is that not going to pop? So you keep mentioning that your boy G is working for this team. How does that play into everything? You know, did that affect the business at some point? Did it help the business? Did it hinder it? Did it cause more issues? Did it allow it to grow? You know, where did it take that?
It definitely helped at first. And not to say that, like, we did, like, our business went bad. It didn't. We just had to grow out of it in a way. So Gerardo, at this moment, was working for the New York Mets, right? And like I was saying, I had this vision, and I brought it to him, and then we agreed, and I kept doing all the research on it. And it got to a point where, like, with the Mets itself, they needed another employee. And it just so happened that with the Mets, they needed it on the home side. So at that moment, we had Robinson Cano. I say we, so yeah, I'd work with them now. So, it was Lindor, Cano. We had Eduardo Escobar, Sugar Diaz. So they needed somebody that spoke the language. And at that moment, nobody was there. So he's like, yo, you want to try it? I'm like, of course. I got interviewed. I got the job.
Nice.
And then we were like, yo, this is amazing for the business itself, because now, we have clients right in here. At least, there's 26 players on the roster, maybe 5 to 10 we could start off with and, grow it. And so that's how it happened in a way. Where, like, my first year with the Mets, it was 2022. We went 162, crazy. And I remember we were able to do it at all times. Like, every road trip that they went, what we did was, like, the day that they fly back, if we didn't have a lot of players that wanted their cars cleaned, we would do it that same day, so they come back to sparkling.
Fresh cars, yeah.
That was our thing, and they loved it, because now they don't have to go out of their way of, take my car to Sparkle, or take my car over there. If I have somebody you guys think you could be here to watch them do it, like, no, they have trust in us, so we were just doing it.
That's dope.
And it kept growing and growing and growing. We got to a point where we had every road trip, at least 3 players that were like, yeah, do it every time. And, like, I would tell them, like, yo, you guys want a plan or something for, like, the monthly, we could make a plan or something, make it work. He's like, nah, we're good. And I'm like, I wonder why you guys So it was like, it was dope to hear that too, because they're just, like, in a way, you're literally doing something for them, but they're also supporting you.
For sure.
So
they
that's what's definitely were supporting.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, it's definitely, it was a great business up there for
sure.
Yeah,
but then you talk about that, like, it was a good thing at first, but then how was, like, did that kind of hinder you guys?
So in 2023, MLB changed the rules where now we have a pitch clock, right? So what that did is it made, at that time, I got to go to spring training, which was my first year as well in 2023. Go down there where Billy Epler, who was the GM, and Buck Showalter was the manager. They didn't want to risk they didn't want to risk not having their own guy with them at all times. And what I mean by that is like what they needed me for was a bat boy. That's what they call me on the field. So when you're on the road, you're either on the road in that stadium against a team for 2, 3, or 4 games max, right? So what happens there is like a bat boy is meeting a new team and it's fresh. So let's say, Chris, you come in and you have your Evil Shield and you have this and you have a sliding mitt that you need at first base. If you're seeing that dude for the first time, he might forget the sliding mitt or something, which will cause him to go over there, come back, and have to go back. And so that timer will affect you. You know, so that's kind of what they put in my head is like, yo, we're going to make this a competition in spring training between you and certain other people and see who is the fastest, most in shape to not make us look bad and make sure that, you know, we do our thing.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where, like, they chose me, thank God. And from then on that year, I was traveling with the team everywhere. And Gerardo was holding the business down at home. I felt bad the whole time, don't get me wrong, because I'm like, the guy's doing the labor and then we're splitting the money. I would tell him, like, yo, keep majority of it, but, like, you know, just keep the business going. Trying to motivate him more because I know for sure it motivates me because, cool, like, I feel like a boss. I'm not doing nothing, but I'm getting paid. But my guy is working as a boss and has to split the money with me, you know what I mean? I would feel some type of way, too.
For sure.
So I told him, like, yo, keep majority of it, just keep it going. And that's how we try to, like, make it work till this 2024. But not that we failed, bro, but it's like both of us developed and we got better at something.
I love that.
You know, like Gerardo's nice at relacing gloves. He did his own business, Gloves by G.
Yeah, shout out to
Glove by G, bro. That if there's anybody who can lace a glove and get your room,
Gloves by G. Anywhere too, could be right here while we're doing a podcast. So we're doing a glove. You know what I mean?
Fact.
And so, like, yeah, I respected it. And then he told me, he's like, bro, I feel like this is too much because my Gloves by G is growing. We're growing at a rapid pace, and it's like, you're not here. What can we do?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, bro, you're right. I'd rather you focus on your thing because me, I'm set regardless.
Yeah.
With the business or just here with the Mets because I'm living a dream in a way.
Yeah.
That's what people tell me at least.
I was just gonna say, like, what was that first time like? Well, first off, before we get to that, what was the interview like? Like, how did that go? Because I know that you said the Spanish speaking, like they had you run the whole interview in Spanish, basically.
To get the job?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a bilingual thing. It was through Zoom, and they would ask me like, "Oh, are you fluent in it?" I'm like, "I'm definitely." I had to throw Gerardo under the bus. Sometimes I'm way more fluent than him. You know? Like, I know more words and stuff like that because Spanish is different, bro. Like getting into this, I didn't realize the Puerto Rican slang, the Dominican slang. I don't know.
Way different.
The new one to me is the Venezuelan slang because I've never really seen them around New York
for sure.
till I got to baseball, and. Yeah, it's just like they would ask you different questions. They would ask me like, yo, do you know what que lo que means? I'm like, of course I do. Do you know what chamo means? I'm like, yeah, it's like saying a kid in Venezuela or like my brother in Venezuela. So then they gave it to me right then and there. But I know they didn't expect me to do what I'm doing now. They expected me to just be like a clubbie is what we're called, a clubhouse attendant, and just be there. But again, shout out Billy and shout out Buck who opened up an opportunity that's
what's up.
You know, I said I'm running away with this. I'm not trying to give it up.
Even before that, one thing I really wanted to highlight is just like you and Gerardo being mature enough to being like, listen, this is like we're growing in different aspects. And some people want to hold on to the business, but it's like, yo, it's hurting us more than it's helping us in this moment. So let's kind of, you know, grow individually so we can kind of do our own thing. So I think, and that takes a lot of maturity, right? So for G to be like, listen, like, bro, like I really can't do this, instead of trying to force it and then long term having animosity because of that. So I definitely want to commend you guys on that.
That's a fact. But I want to go back into like, what was that first time like, your first day there, you know, in the clubhouse? Because, you know, we all dream about it. as baseball players walking into the clubhouse and everything, and I know there's certain things that you can't get into, but what did it feel like, walking through the clubhouse, seeing all the guys, the people that you grew up watching,
seeing on TV,
like now you're literally walking past them saying what's up, and like, how was that?
It was surreal, bro. I remember I was changing and I remember shaking because I'm like, bro, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now because I've never worked in sports before. It was just like, at this point it was luck, but luck is not the reason I'm still there,
Facts.
So
I love that.
Say that again real quick.
I got in by luck, but luck is not the reason why I'm still there.
That part.
You gotta work your ass off, and that's a
part.
fact. I remember changing and like putting on the Mets stuff at first, like my uniform, and I'm just there like, oh my God, bro, what am I doing here? I walk in, and usually us, the clubhouse attendants, we're there before anybody. So nobody, the locker room was empty-ish, and then like, let's give it like 30 minutes. I remember people started coming in. I remember my first guy I ever saw was Travis Jankowski. Cool dude. Then the thing started getting filled up even more, and I remember Lindor walking right in, and I remember just saying, hey, what's up? I'm Jason, and walking right out, and I thought I was going to be starstruck. Nah, it was like a normal, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Nice.
I passed those doors to go towards the kitchen. Who do I see? Robinson Cano, bro.
I knew you were going past that.
I opened the door. I remember looking back and like, should I hold the door for him? He's like all the way over there. Should I hold the door for him or not? I'm like, oh my God, bro, this is Cano. This is the guy I grew up watching.
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
right.
Lindor,
Cano,
cool.
he's one of my favorite players
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So like Lindor, I saw while
favorite.
I was in college hitting crazy home runs, and he'll remind me. He's like, when you were in college, I was hitting a home run off the Yankees. I remember that. He'll tell me that. But I remember just going to Cano, and I was Cano, ¿cómo está? Like, talking in Spanish. I'm like, I'm Jason, this and that. And again, I was the only Spanish clubby, so he was like, hey, how are you? Hey, man, can you go get my bats? All in Spanish. But, like, this is how he first introduced himself to me. So that was my first task in a way, and I was nervous because I'm like, what do you mean? Where are they? And he's like, oh, can you go get my bats from my driver? He should be here in, like, 10 minutes. So I go out there. I'm waiting 20 minutes. I see no driver, and I come back, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't see your driver. He's like, no, I got it already. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right. So it's like, I felt bad, like my first task, and it's like, yo, welcome to the show, bro. You got to be quicker than that or something.
Right.
Like, but I remember starstruck. It was Cano for sure. I walked with Lindor, say what's up, cause like he's another. Lindor is just a regular dude too. Like, he'll say what's up to you and cool, but Cano, everybody knows he's like a legend. No matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Now, before you started working with them, were you a Mets fan, or were you? Because you said Cano, and everyone knows Cano as a Yankee,
no.
So
Yeah,
like,
no. Sorry, I definitely grew up a Yankee fan because of my cousins, but then whoever
Let's go
starts
Yankees.
signing the checks, you become a fan of them. You know what I mean? But,
I ain't mad at that.
But then you start seeing too, like, how they develop the team, and it's like I was telling Chris beforehand, like I started like I'm more into that now, like who's your left fielder, who's your third base? They play great defense. Who's speedy? Who's not? Like, I don't just look at bats now. I look at everything, and that's what I saw when Mr. Cohen bought the team. He was doing, because like there he started spending money on, like, again, Eduardo Escobar, my boy Starling Marte, great guy.
Yeah.
Mark Canha at that moment. We had Scherzer. So it's like, yeah, this guy's doing something to make this team better than, the team I rooted for growing up. So they signed the checks too, but like I see overall, the team was better that year for like, in my eyes at least,
And I feel like that just is so on par with you, because you said that you love this game more for the mental side of it, and really what you just described is literally as mental as it gets. You're breaking it down. All right, what do we need?
Yeah.
What hole do you fill? What position are you, like, when this person gets out of here, what void is he leaving, and who can we bring in to fill that void? So that's just so on par with you, bro.
Yeah.
That's like,
bro, I'm telling you, when I play MLB The Show, I don't play online no more. It's straight franchise. I run my team. I'm in year 2030. I'm in year 2032 with a kid that's 17 years old as my shortstop or something, like, stuff like that. I like being behind the scenes. That's definitely where I feel like I'm more attracted to now. Seeing like the depth chart, seeing who we got next year and the next 3 years, who's gonna come up, who's the prospect in the DR or PR, stuff like that. I love that.
You sound like a man, like a
that's
manager.
I grew into that part where I'm like, bro, I'm always behind the manager. I'm behind Mendy, so I see the decisions he does, and I'm like, I might have made that, I might have not, whatever. I'm not saying like that he's doing it right or wrong, but I'm thinking what I would have done. But then I get out of that, and I'm like, damn, we freaking lost. What could we done different? Like stuff like that. I think about it going to bed, and
it's probably fun for you though, just to kind of playing that game in your head, just to
yeah. Because like I said, like I love the game like a lot, but I know I can't play it no more unless it's Sunday League, and even then, bro, I broke my finger freaking. So it's like
washed up athlete.
Washed up life after baseball.
Right?
Life after
Nothing, bro. We got like it's nothing.
I just think it's the dopest thing though, because like we were talking about before, it's like that's the closest that you could be to being a major league player, being with the team and things like that. Like, what are some of your favorite moments that you've had? I know for a fact, I remember and I think I sent you a message too. Like, I love you posting. I think when the Mets went on the run in 23 or 24, I think it is.
24.
I remember
when he was posting.
Yeah, just seeing that, just seeing like the celebrations, the on-field celebrations. You jumping into the dog piles or whatever it was with the goggles. Like, I just think that's like that must have been such a super dope experience.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking of it. Because, bro, it's like how you say, we see stuff on TV that you don't imagine you would be part of. And thank the Lord, thank God, I happen to be part of it too. And again, being part of that season in 2024, at the beginning, bro, I could tell you right now, we didn't think we was going to make it that far. So, not saying the vibes were off, but definitely it was like, yo, we got to do better. We got to get better. We got to do all of that. So, yeah, just being part of it, it's sick because like they allow you to be part of it too. Like they could easily be like, yo, staff guys stay over there, let the players do their thing, But they're like, no, bro, we're all a family, let's do this. Like, I know you guys see that all over where Tia or Alex Cohen always says like, oh, we're a family. Legit, like they try to do everything in there to make us a family, which we also as staff members try to incorporate it to making the players feel at home. Whatever you need, we got you, and they know that's true too. But one thing that would never leave my head, it was definitely this year. We didn't do it, like we didn't reach the ultimate goal, but how it works, like how on Sundays or Saturdays people go to church and all of that. We play every weekend. There's no, like in MLB, the weekends is for sure you're playing. You only have off either Monday or Thursday. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's either your off days or either Monday or Thursday. Matinee. Yeah, so weekends every MLB team is playing. So we would have this thing, we would have chapel for church at the stadium, wherever we go. It could be like on the road or at the stadium. And, a lot of us, both English and Spanish. I would go more to the Spanish one because I was raised into it. And the usual ones would be like the translator, Alan Suriel, Torrens this year, the bullpen coach, Rosado, on the Spanish one at least, and then me. And they would always give me props, like my props to me, because there's time, bro, don't get me wrong, like how you guys speak to me, like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. I just don't see it. I'm just like, this is a regular thing for me.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
So it comes to a point where Rosie is the man. Like the bullpen coach, he would always look at me, and like after every chapel, he would always give me my credit. He's like, every time I look at you, I just like get happy, and I hope the team sees stuff like this. But the thing, I'm gonna say it in Spanish because like it's what motivated me the more, is like he told me, he's like, you don't understand the position you're in because you're in it, and you've been doing it for like 3-4 years now, so it's like immune to you. But in Spanish, he said, cuando estamos en Puerto Rico, en Venezuela, and he literally went to Torrance, like, and you could attest to this to me, you could attest to this. He goes like, in Spanish, he goes like, Dios, por favor, déjame llegar a la Grande Liga, aunque sea para recoger bate. And so and that in English means like, God, please let me get to the major leagues, even though if it's just a bat boy.
Yep.
And so like that, like I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah, that's why when I was like,
yeah, so like that stuck with me all the time, because again, like I know I'm here, but inside me, I don't think I'm here. But he'll tell you like. And Torrance, like, agreed to it too. He's like, yeah, in Venezuela, we would say that all the time. Like, let me get to the big leagues, even if I just got to pick up the bat, as long as I'm there for the experience. Wow. I made it.
Wow,
and
bro, that's
definitely what stuck to me. And I'm pretty sure it's going to stick with me my whole life. Because, like, again, not every team travels with their guys. It's just us, the Mets, the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers. But with those three teams, they have an extra guy in case one guy doesn't want to go. I'm literally the only one in the league that does every single game, 162. And I do take pride in that.
Himothy.
So, facts. So wait, you're telling me out of all the major league clubs, all the bat boys and all the clubbies and everything, you're the only one in the entire league that goes to every single like travels.
Every single game and is part of every game. Like the guy that travels everywhere with them is the equipment manager. Like for us, it's KK and Scott, but then it's me as well. Everybody else will just travel with their KK and Scott, their equipment manager, except like the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres.
And
So,
now,
yeah.
That's tough.
now, do you feel like that is just because of the work that you do and how you work, or is it just because of, you know, the position you're in?
Definitely both. At the beginning, it was just like I said, in 2023, when they gave me the job, it was kind of like, oh, did we make the right decision? But at the end of the year, they're like, oh, we made the right decision.
Yeah.
To a point where, like, in 2024, I go in with the mentality, like, I don't know if I have the job or not, but everybody in there's like, you remember last year when you didn't know if you had the job and now it's, like, secure for you? I'm like, is it? And they're like, yeah, man, don't worry about that. And it's just, like, I start gaining the confidence, too. Like, don't get me wrong, this spring training, I'm going in there, too, where, like, I don't know if I'm traveling. But in my mindset, like, again, I don't know if I'm traveling, but I deserve it for sure. Because I don't ever lack in there, bro. It's like, the guys who need to go throw, and nobody wants to throw, they'll be like, yo, Jay, you want to throw? I'm like, yeah, I still got that in me. We could throw maybe 300 feet. I can't go wall to wall, bro. I never had that. Sometimes they will be like, post-game, if they have a bad game, they'll be like, yo, can you just put the ball in the machine for me or, like, throw me soft toss? I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. I'm here for that.
I've seen you catch balls at second base, like turn two, or
so,
like they need a feeder.
And the games, how it happens, wherever we're at, we have a certain time slot for ground balls, BP, and even sometimes early BP. Mm-hmm. So the ground balls are always before BP. And that's what they do. Like, they'll throw to second, they'll throw to first, and stuff like that. I'm just there to catch it. Mm-hmm. But, like, don't get me wrong, them dudes be, like, testing me.
No, for I can imagine.
Yeah, they be testing me.
Especially, I mean, if they're seeing you all these times and you're starting to build relationships with you and everything like that, they're going to treat you like a little brother or something. Like, just to match with you, like, you know, all right, you know that I could throw 100 right now, so I'm going to pepper you at 100. Like, hold this.
Yep. That's Mauricio, bro. Chimi always, like, looks at me. He's like, open your eyes, bro. Open your eyes, man. Bro, they're open. They're here. Ball's here, bro. I got it. Don't worry about that.
Yo, that is so surreal, bro. You're literally living like my inner child like is like lighting up just hearing that, because it's like you're talking about these players and the fact that Chimi, like you're calling them by their nicknames. You know,
calling me that too.
Exactly. You feel me? So you have that rapport with them, and like I really genuinely don't see any other way that you can literally live out a dream than what you're doing. And like, it's a blessing. And I'm even blessed to be able to follow him on Instagram and just see it, because, you know, just like Chris said, you know, when they went on that whole run, I was able to see that run from behind the scenes because of him. Yeah. And like, to be able to experience something like that, that's something that, like he said, bro, you dream about as a kid. So it's like, Yo, kudos to you, shout outs to you, because you really, and then the one thing that I do also want to shout out to you is that you never walk into there as if you already got it.
Complacent.
You're still on that mindset of working hard. You're acting like as if you're fighting for a position on the field, that you're like, nah, I don't know if I got this job. So what that tells me right there is, one, you cherish it, and two, you're gonna continue to show up this like at 110%, and that's the reason why they said, yo, your job is guaranteed. To them, it's guaranteed. To you, still working as if you're there for that first interview.
Yep.
That's so tough, bro.
I'm curious to know too, right? Because you spoke about a lot of the highs. What are some of like the toughest parts of your job?
Yeah.
Definitely knowing when to keep your mouth shut. Because like, I am a goofball and all of that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a goofball all the time, but like, there's times where like you could see a guy just walk in and you're like, you could tell their energy is down, and you're like, damn, should I go try to get him to be motivated or just like let him be? But that's just me, because like I always want people to be happy.
For sure.
Like I might have a resting B face or whatever, but like I'm a goofball. Like I like to have fun and all of that.
Absolutely.
Other than that, also like, bro, the losing is tough. Because again,
losing?
Losing, yeah.
Okay.
Just losing in general. Because
Yeah.
you just don't know how their mood is after. So you also like, should I be mad? Or should I not be mad? Don't get me wrong, I do get mad when we lose. Especially if we lose like 8 in a row. Like, what are we doing, bro? Let's go. But that, for sure, knowing everybody's... Well, I'm not going to say it's tough, but like knowing their routine, for sure, is something that could get tough to people. And then knowing their equipment was tough at first. So, like, again, like the sliding mitt, if you need it, and I have to bring it to you and I mess up, God forbid you steal the next pitch, you go to second and you break your finger. You know, whose fault is that now?
Yours.
Yeah.
But was I the one running?
No.
No, exactly. So
But
it's like
yeah.
it's the little stuff that I
Yeah.
think about the whole time. Like, you're swinging and then like you let go of the bat, even though that's not not that you let go of the bat, but you swing and the ball flies. I feel responsible, even though like you probably didn't just put enough sticky stuff on it. But it's little stuff like that, bro. Like honestly, their cleats, make sure they're clean. If not, they get a little mad, like stuff like that.
Well, now, if you can get into what are the hours like, or like what does that look like as far as like what is
your
like
schedule.
a schedule or like the shift look like for you? Because you know you did say that the clubbies they got there before everyone. So like, are we talking about like 2 hours, 3 hours? Because you know major leaguers they say let's say they have a game at 7 p.m. Major leaguers are getting there at like 4 or 5. Getting ready and what does a normal day for you like? Walk us through what does it look like? All right, the Mets have a game. What does a normal day for Jason look like?
Regular season?
Yeah.
Regular season, and then get into since you've experienced postseason, get into that.
Yeah, so regular season depends on the game. Like your schedule really depends. So if it's a 7 p.m. game, like you said, clubbies were there 1 p.m. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, 12:30, 1 p.m. is pushing it. And we're just setting everything up. Like they're clothes from the day before. We have to like wash them. The towels, got to make sure that they're all in every bathroom. The water's refilled. Their cleats are clean. The uniform is clean. All of that. So we got to make sure everything is set. And then on top of that too, the players don't really have to be there at a certain time. They have a report time that the latest they can get there. So it varies too. Like I could get there at 1 and nobody gets there at 3 until 3, and you're like, what the hell? But then there's times that there's a guy that wants to get extra work. They'll be there at 12:30 and you're not there till 1. So it's like that's why we have to be there hours before.
No matter what.
1 p.m. games were there from like 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. maybe. Like yeah, the 7 p.m. games goes whatever the last pitch is. Could be 11 p.m. We probably don't leave till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because you got to make sure some of the stuff is all set and done. Yeah, it's a long shift, bro.
So imagine going from a night game and then you have
the day. Those are the worst.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought
those
about.
Those are the worst.
Because then literally you what? Are you sleeping in the stadium?
You could, bro. A lot of people do. Yeah, you could. I mean, it's not gonna. They don't have rooms for you. Like, you'll sleep in your locker just like this.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of people that live in Long Island and let's say, because how the schedule right now is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're all different. Fridays is night game. Saturday now is a 4 p.m. game, and then Sundays are 1 p.m.s. That's how they made it. They made it now. So before that, in 2022, we would go from Saturday night baseball 7 a.m. to Sunday afternoon baseball. Oof, bro, those hurt. We would leave at 3 a.m. You gotta be there at 8 a.m. again. It's like, bro, duermo.
Yeah.
I'm just staying here.
facts, bro. What?
And then you just gotta go about it. But yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, so that's definitely like the toughest part. It sounds like, because I mean everything else, like knowing their equipment, I feel like you got down pat.
Yeah.
But as far as like just the time schedules, and sometimes like they not overlap, but it's like they're just so close
bleeding
together.
into each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
And it's like they have scheduled stuff. Like we have a hitters meeting at this time, then we have base runners meeting, and then we have ground balls MVP, and then we have another meeting before the game. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you just gotta be like aware of everything.
On point.
Yeah.
Damn. So it's so crazy that you're just a clubby, and then you look at the level of intentionality that you have to be on. Like, look at all these meetings you got to be in. Like, and then that goes to show you like all the young kids who are gonna be watching this. Like, look at how serious you have to take this game, and look at how much it demands of you. You know, you might be sitting there at your high school or at your college, and you're just like, oh, we got to meet before this game, and oh, we got to take. He's talking about they're having a base running meeting, a hitting meeting, a pitching meeting, then another meeting. So you need to make sure that you're on point. Like this, if this is really gonna be your life, it has to be your life.
Nah, for sure.
And that's why I said about my coach, like in college, that he instilled something in me that I'm always like on point. I hate being late on anything, unless it's a party. But like, bro, like yeah, exactly. But like on anything, if it's at 9 p.m., I'm there at 8:15. I mean 8:45. 8:15 is OD, but 8:45 minimum. And yeah, like you were saying too, like kids do you gotta take it serious. And like I had to say that a couple of times, and like we have junior Mets camp at the stadium sometimes. And not really the players go, but like I would help out to like roll the balls or like hit them grounders.
Right.
And they do be like, oh, the guys don't even do this every day. They don't do this every day. And I just like stay quiet, and then people will be like, tell them like they do this every single day.
Multiple times a day
The boring
sometimes.
part they do every single day. Lindor, Acuna will be out there with the glove that has no
The palm
one,
one,
right?
right?
Like,
Yeah,
just
flat
literally
one.
get it rolled, pick it up like 20 times. Like the simplest thing that we've been doing growing up that we're like, yo, they don't ever do this. They do every single day. It's like their routine every single day. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
That's crazy. Now, to walk us through, what does your day look like now in playoff time? Because I know that's a whole different animal.
So playoffs is different too. The schedule itself will stay. Like if it's a 7 p.m. game, same thing. But like the prep for that is different. Because like let's say the whole season where with the coolers, where the waters and all of that are, is body armor. For some reason in the playoffs, it's always Gatorade. So now we gotta switch everything over, right? Now as well with waters, we're a big smart water team during the season. Cool to have the label on. Off season, we gotta peel every single label. I mean, not off season, postseason. We gotta peel off every single label on the water and cover it so there's no ads. It's just straight water. So imagine, yeah, exactly.
What?
And
That
each
makes
pack is
sense.
24, and we get at least 100 packs for the like minimum. And so we got to go through every single one, cut them, tape them, cut them, tape them. That's probably the most longest that in the postseason that happens. And it's like now that in playoffs you're gonna see waters all like taped up.
Yeah,
No,
now-
Now I'm gonna start paying
You're gonna
attention
see
to
that.
little details. Yo, honestly, we were talking about it like before we got on camera that it's been a while since like I've actually paid attention to like baseball ever since I stopped playing and everything. But honestly, after like having this whole discussion and you just breaking down the little ins and outs, I'm really gonna start to like pay attention again to like the season, especially that we're doing life after baseball. We have plans to go to games and stuff.
For sure.
That's coming later on. But just that level of intentionality. Now I'm gonna be looking at during the postseason, like what they waters looking like. I want to see their bottles of water. Like they
They be like,
doing
"Why
free
you got the
advertising.
Sunny on there?"
Yeah, like you about to get charged for that.
Yeah, no, literally. And my boss is big on that. Like, we can't get charged on any of this. The coolers, like, even if we use no, we won't. But like, if we were to use a body armor cooler, everything would be covered in white, so no brand is out. For us, even when we have the spray for the bats, it's called Tough Skin, but
I know,
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
Tough Skin.
cover it in Sumet's colors. So it's like
Well,
nobody.
well, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
but it's
sense.
also to not show like what it is. I guess.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like that's what we do.
The secret stuff, top secret stuff.
Yeah.
How do you balance like your social life? Because it seems like your hours are crazy. I mean, 162 games a year, and then you're also going to spring training as well.
Yeah.
So like, how do you balance your social life?
Definitely in the season, it's more of a social life. Spring training, it's like spring training is my life. Because I was saying that the schedule in spring training is different. It's from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or more past 7 p.m. But like me personally, I'm there from like 4 a.m. working out till my shift starts because I don't like working out after the game. I mean, after my shift, I'm just tired.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah,
Dead.
so that's that. The second part was my bad.
Nah, basically, like, how do you balance the social life?
yeah.
Like, just
And it's just tough. Like when we're home too. Yeah. Like let's say a day I do that. Come home in the mornings again, 5 a.m. Even if I'm coming home at 2 a.m., I'm up early to see my sister, my dog, my mom, and my dad because they go to work and then I'm going to work too. And then when I come back, they're sleeping.
yeah.
So it's tough. Don't get me wrong. But the lifestyle, I wouldn't change it regardless. It's
I don't blame you.
Boy,
You know,
bro,
I don't blame you.
You got the major league lifestyle without having the
The
wear and tear on the
yeah.
body. You feel me? And the play, but still, hey,
Yeah,
you're
the
still
pay would
living
be
that
nice.
life. But I have a question for you as far as like, what do you feel like baseball attributed to like the level of hard work that you're doing and like how it translates into what you're doing right now? Like, obviously, yes, you're still in the baseball world, but what intangible things do you feel like the sport gave you that really helps you with what you're doing right now with the Mets and even what you were doing when you were doing your J&G stuff in entrepreneurship? Because, that all bleeds over.
Yeah, no, it definitely taught me consistency and discipline, and I'm big on that. Like,
Yeah.
That's a fact, he is.
Yeah, I definitely am. Because, like, why do something, like, why half-ass something if you could give it 100% and, You never know who's watching. They would tell you that too when we were playing, like growing up too. Like, yo, give it your all because you never know who's watching, right?
That's a fact.
And so because of that, it's also how I feel. Like if I'm not consistent or disciplined in my workouts, or if I don't feel like going to work, I feel bad about myself. And that, I don't know why that bothers me more than anything. Like I could take physical pain, but like me feeling disgusted or like mad at myself, that bothers me the most.
Yeah, bro.
Like I could take pain, trust me. I broke my finger, I broke a lot, and I'll be like, all right, the next
40
day,
stitches in the knee
yeah,
type of thing,
I want to
bro.
do on something else, but like me internally, if I feel like shit, bro, it's bad, and that's why I'm big on consistency and discipline. And there was a quote that they told Lindor too that we had it up there, and I was kind of mad that he said it because that's kind of what I live by. And he's like, it was a question like, what keeps you so motivated to keep doing what you're doing? And he goes like, I'm not motivated, I'm disciplined, you know, and it's a fact. It's a fact. All of them dudes are there disciplined, and it really is what gets you to the point where you want to be, you know.
That's tough, bro. And I feel like you have to be disciplined. I mean, with the type of schedule that you have, and then like they're asking of you just as much as they're asking of these players. You know, the only difference is you're not getting on the field. That is it. But if you really think about it, you're working just as hard as them. Like, you know, yeah, you might not be out there running the bases and everything like that, but you're there 4 a.m., 2 a.m., you're there before them, you're there after them, you're doing all this, you're showing back up. So it's like you have to be committed and disciplined if you really want to like do anything in life seriously.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the goal in there is to win. And don't get me wrong, we all want to win a World Series for Queens, bro. Trust me, everybody that's in there wants it for Queens. No matter what, if you're a Yankee fan or anything like that, bro, you want it for Queens.
Nah, that's a fact. I can't even lie being a Yankee fan myself.
You know,
but I definitely got a lot more respect too for the Mets.
For the Mets, yeah.
For sure, bro. Just, I mean, obviously, you know, seeing or getting more of an inside look at kind of what goes on, but just more, and we talked about it before, you know, that like synergy, that family thing. I feel like, you know, that's what kind of is highlighted here. Like everybody's like family. It's one, like you're always referring to it as we, like we, you know.
I'm
and
big
like,
on that for sure.
Yeah, like it's all a collective.
I don't like taking credit for everything. That's just how I am. But
I like that. I want to ask one another question. I don't know if you can answer it or anything, but like since you are a clubby and everything like that, are there still times or like when certain news pops off in like the MLB, do you actually get to hear it first, or like there are times where you go and you scroll through Instagram and you're just like, oh wow, this happened. What the hell? I didn't even know that was going on. Or like,
I definitely hear stuff, but to tell you that I know that it's gonna happen, no, I don't. Like they keep that with front office and all of that. That hopefully one day I could be in. But yeah, like
you want to be front. You want to be.
I kind of like
I kind of got into one of my next questions.
Yeah, like bro, I got like I was telling you about the depth charts and like stuff
exactly,
like that.
That's exactly why I was.
I kind of got into it a lot more than the sport itself. But don't get me wrong. So like, you guys were talking about JP, especially like you disassociated from the sport, that you haven't seen it at all on TV.
Yeah,
I'm different. Where like obviously I'm seeing the game in like the dugout and stuff. And there's times, bro, where I'm like, where the hell did that pitch miss? And then you see it on the TV and it's like all the way up here. But like down there, you see it looks like down the middle. So I'm a baseball nerd, bro. Like it comes to a point where like it's, my coworkers tell me it's disgusting and all of that. Like, how do you still love baseball after being with him all the time? Like, it got to a point where we were in Baltimore this year, and Mikey Espinal.
Mikey, yeah.
He always comes to games, like wherever it is, and like I try.
That's another question I have for you. Like, how many people harass you? Yo, gotta get some tickets. I know.
But like,
we got some good ass questions to come back to that.
Yeah, but then he'll be like, he went to that game with our boy Smoothie, and after that we decided to just go like, cause that game specifically rained out. So they were there for BP, and we didn't play the game, so I had time after, like, it was 4 p.m. Like, all right, let's go do something. We want to eat. And then we just happened to have a big TV there with games, and then you would see them talking, and you see me there like this. I'm like, oh, that's a sinker. Oh, that's a slider. Now this pitch is going to be inside. Why? Because I don't see baseball on the TV no more. So I miss that. Like, I miss knowing if it's a strike or if it's a ball, how the ball moves and stuff. Like, I can't see that from that angle.
The side, because you're only seeing, like, up and down. You're not seeing outside, inside.
Because, like, the one pitcher that we have on McLean, when he made his debut against the Mariners, I knew he was nasty. And, like, that first pitch, I think it was a sweeper that was apparently disgusting on TV. I couldn't see it, but, like, I saw it move on live. And it wasn't until like November, I remember, like, yo, let me see his highlights. And the first pitch, I see the ball go from here and over there. I'm like, how, bro? Like, you don't see that down there. You just see the ball go where it goes, but you don't see the break that it has. And like me being a catcher, I've always loved seeing the pitches more than hitting for some reason. Like, I always wished I was a pitcher. Don't get me wrong. I just never had the arm. I had the movements.
We're opposite. I always wanted to be a catcher.
Really?
My father was a catcher.
And Angel always wanted to hit, but the Angel had the freaking 90,
Yeah,
90
he's still
plus
hard,
an hour,
yeah.
you know? So it's crazy how it goes. But, yeah. Yeah, that's all I
So
got. Sorry.
my next question that I wanted to ask you was, do you have aspirations of some at one point, you know, maybe getting into the front office or being more involved with whether it's coaching, depth chart, you know, stuff of that nature? Because you said you look at the game in such a different lens and light.
Yeah, no, I definitely would want to be in like front office, but I don't know exactly what. So what motivates me in that aspect too is that our GM Stearns has an assistant. His name is Eduardo Brizuela. He's Venezuelan as well. Oh, I'm not Venezuelan, but he's Venezuelan. And he came up doing what I did too. Like he said, I started being a clubby down there, this and that. Wow. And so like when we went on that run in 2024, I would see what he does and it motivated me. Cause like, it's not like he does crazy stuff, but he's there like, oh, I gotta get this guy here. This guy can't really go tomorrow. Stuff like that. I don't know. Kind of like, it got to me. I'm like, that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Chris can't pitch today, but you can go 2 innings at least, right? And then we'll use the bullpen or something like that. Stuff like that.
It's the game within the game.
Yeah, exactly. And so that motivated me. And then when we made, I remember specifically when we beat the Brewers on that, and that Pete Alonso. Oh, my God,
I know that was nuts to be a part of.
Like the moment there, I blacked out 2 times that year, but I remember just after when
you said blacked out?
Bro, like on the field where I was like, bro, what did I just do?
He meant like he was
Oh, no. Like, I didn't know what I just did, and I shouldn't have done that, you know?
Oh.
But, like, I'll get to there. But with this one specific, I remember going back and seeing how happy he was. And, like, obviously everybody was happy.
Sure.
But, like, to know that you came from being a clubby to doing whatever else you had to do to then whatever else to then being an assistant GM, and then you make it to the NLCS, bro, it's like, it should feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I built this team with
Facts.
you. Why, you know, this is the team that could win the championship. And again, maybe bring the first championship to Queens from 86. We did that. Type, like, that gets to me. Yeah, it gets to me. But, yeah, like, as far as those blackout moments, bro, I had 2. It was when game 161 and 2024 when we had a doubleheader with the Braves in Atlanta, and it was win to get in, or if you lose both, you're done. If we each win 1, we're both in. So we went in, and bro, we're talking baseball now. Spencer Schwellenbach, disgusting. That dude is nice. He was shoving it against us, and like, bro, we were getting like 4-0, I think it was, or whatever. Then they took him out after someone hit a double. I think it was Alvy, and then Lindor comes. Bro, and he hit that home run off Pierce Johnson. Bro, he hit that home run. As soon as he hit it, I knew it, and I was like, I looked, and everybody was just like this. And I was like, no, wait, this is not happening right now. And then it went over, bro. I remember running to get that bat, and right before this happened, did something in center field when Pete hit a deep fly ball. I think he went, like, took his tongue out. So then he was showing us up and all of that, right? And then I think Albies did something where he scored from second to give them the lead, and he went straight to the camera. And 2024 celebration was that. He did it to the camera, and I saw it from the dugout. I was tight. Again, I'm not a player, but I see it. Yeah, I'm like, yo, what the? You did not just do it. And I told him, though, I'm like, yo, did you see what? He's like, well, he did. And I'm like, he did our celebration after that. He's like, okay. Didn't say nothing. Then he went and hit that home run. Bro, I grabbed that bat. I looked at their dugout, and I went, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, bro. I remember that's one of the moments I blacked out. I went like that, picking up the bat. I'm like, oh, let me just run back.
I'm on live TV.
Yeah, bro. I went like that. I don't
that's
know
that
if the
New
camera,
York stuff. I think that's the New York
I was
in you.
having it, but I didn't think the camera. Like, you never know if the camera caught it or not. But thankfully it didn't. They caught the guys going like that with the towel, the white towel.
Yeah.
That was because they were doing that to us when they scored. They were like that and throwing the towel, and then we were just like, F that. We were doing it too, and we had Acuna and Acuna's brother on the other side. So they were like, F that. We're in the beef. We're in beef right now. And then that one with Pete hitting the home run in Milwaukee, bro. You could see when he hits it, he screams. I didn't scream, but like everybody in there was just like literally holding each other. Like, yo, this could be it. Then in the video, you see our bullpen catcher, Rack, when he hits it over, just like jump up and down. Rack's been there for like 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
So he was there for like 2015, that run, and now this run. So imagine like the emotions you're in. My God. I think that one was definitely the most where I blacked out. I didn't do anything crazy. I just grabbed the bat and I was like, I run it back. I see Mr. Cohen and Alex Cohen right then and there just like screaming, oh my God, we're going to make it, this and that. And yeah, bro, like, yeah, those were my blackout moments there. But the Atlanta one, I for sure thought I was going to get in trouble. Because I made sure they saw me. I'm like, yo, for you.
Damn, that must have been a crazy moment, though.
Bro, for sure. Because, like, that week, the Atlanta one specifically, our schedule got messed up. Where we were in Atlanta the week before, but a hurricane came where we only played one game and it canceled 2. So then we had to fly to Milwaukee. We played Milwaukee, and I think we went 1-2 or 2-1, like on the 3-game series. That it made it to the point where we're like, we have to win. You could feel it in the bus, like not the tension, but everybody was like, this is time. It's go time. You know, we got to do it now. Yeah. And it's, again, like, stuff that you see on TV and, like, you're like, I want to feel that. Like, I'm feeling it without playing. So it's, like, definitely a blessing.
Sure. That's so real, bro. And I'm happy for you, bro, because,
bro.
Yeah, just, you know, once again, there's no better way to live out a pro dream than to, like, be a part of that.
For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
You probably had people harass you for tickets or, yo, let me go to games. Yo, hook me up. Yo, let me get a jersey, this and that. Like, do you get that a lot? Does it...
For sure, tick is the jersey I did right away because not even I could get that, you know. But like the tick is for sure. I'll try to hook people up, but like not all the time either. I got you guys this year for sure.
Yeah. And we'll take care of you too, bro. For sure.
What?
All good.
We would love to.
It does get annoying sometimes too because it's like you've never spoken to me.
Yeah, you just randomly ask me for taking. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Bro.
How's family going?
We spoke with 7th grade, and now you know me your whole life and stuff like that. It's you know, it gets annoying, but like. Once you just put that in the back of your head, like it's part of it, just keep scrolling, whatever. It's what it is, what it is.
You just filter it out now at this point.
At this point.
I feel you. So I have just one last question for you, Jay. Well, me personally, I have one last question for you. So what was like one of the, if you can say, like one of the best gifts that you maybe had gotten from like one of the guys on the team? Like maybe it was like a piece of equipment, or maybe like a ball signed, or maybe like
I think I know what he gonna say.
Something like of that nature.
Nah.
What was like your favorite or best thing that you ever have received?
Yeah, so for sure I've been blessed. The guys have been blessing me. So when I first got the job, me and Gerardo were helping out Vino in the off season when he had the lab out here in Harlem.
Oh, I remember that. That was dope.
Yeah, so
I think they did a story on that too, right? It was like I don't know, news. It wasn't a news story, but I think I saw it going around. It was like I forgot what it was. It could have been like a baseball Instagram that was pretty famous, and they were talking about it.
It went on ESPN too.
Oh,
we had
ESPN
come in there to interview him. But yeah, so because I knew Otto there, I was like the TrackMan guy, the analytic guy, and Gerardo was catching the bullpens. When we got to spring, Epler and Buck had asked him, like, yo, what do you think? Should we keep Jason for the travel thing? And he vouched for me right away. He was like, yeah, of course.
That's
like, he trains with me, this, and that. Like, I trust him more than anything. So what he did then and there, I was like, oh, I gotta figure this out, how this travel works. What do I gotta bring and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, in Miami, because that was our first trip that year. He's like, I got something for you. So I'm like, all right. I get to Miami, bro. It gives me a box, bro. The size, like, height-wise up to here. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I get to my room, I open it. Bro, he bought me a Poga, which is a portable gaming system, which is a suitcase where when you open it, it has a pad in here, and you open the pad, it has a whole screen, 24 inches.
I've seen that, yeah. I've seen that before.
And then the PS5 or Xbox, whatever you have in there with your remotes, and you just connect right there and play. And that was his, like, welcome to the show gift for me.
That's fire.
And I was like, wow, you're keeping me out of trouble for sure. Because I just stay in my room playing all day, you know?
Yeah.
And then for sure, Lindor got us, I say us because he hooked up the whole squad that year with Bose headphones. I remember coming into my room in Chicago and just like a bottle of wine and headphones there, and like Lindor's, like his signature saying "Fight the Fight" or something like that, and just here, that's for us. And yeah, then like a lot of team dinners. Like I was fortunate enough for them to invite me to team dinners, which I cherish, bro, because like I get way closer with people there.
For sure.
It's off the field stuff, you know. And yeah, that's really it. Like, Otto definitely blessed me with that PS5 that till this day I take everywhere.
Keeping you out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were gonna say something like a Yadier Molina sign ball or something.
No, I got a jersey signed by him, and that was thank God to my my boss Scott. He worked with the Cardinals for years till he got the job with us, and we happened to play the Cardinals that year, and I think it was his final year, Molina. And I always told him that, yo, that was my guy growing up. He's like, you want a ball? I'm like, I have a jersey. Any way I could get that signed? He's like, I could try to get it signed, this, and that. And then, like, later on that night, I come back to my locker, and it's there. And it's like, it says, to Jaycito, God bless. I was like, yo, I have that framed at the house.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, listen, this has been dope, bro. I definitely, appreciate you opening up, some of the, I guess, like the curtains, to your life, things like that. So we definitely appreciate you.
That's a fact. So this is the number one and the most important question that we ask on every single interview. If you could talk to the next generation, these kids that are coming up who aren't going to be able to make it, because you get to see behind the scenes, you're there with all the MLB players. What is a piece of advice that you can give to these young kids who are coming up that are going to be, trying to make it to the league? They might not make it or whatever the case may be. What advice can you give them for either trying to get there, or if they don't make it, how they can still have a life after baseball and still find purpose in what they're doing, no matter what their future had entailed or no matter what the cards ended up being?
Yeah, so I would definitely say to stay disciplined and motivated and consistent on whatever it is that you're doing, but also learn to love what you don't like to do, because in life there's a lot of stuff that you literally have to do even though you don't want to do it. Like, I hated running, but now I have to run as part of my job. So you learn to love that, and now I do it where if I don't run again, like, I feel nasty about myself or something like that. Stay motivated and consistent and disciplined, because that just helps you in life no matter what. You want a job interview and you get the job and you're disciplined and you consistently go in, you never know how fast you could get a promotion or stuff. Like, if you don't stay disciplined, how fast you could lose a job and stuff like that. And it's just always been me, with my parents putting that in my head, like, work hard and just keep working. But also don't let nobody push you over. But it's mostly that, like, love to do what you don't like to do, because you have to do it at the end of the day,
That's a
Couldn't have said any better, bro.
That's a fact. But guys, this interview is nothing less than amazing. Like, you guys literally got to see the ins and outs of what it is to be around an MLB team, how it is to work for an MLB team. If maybe baseball isn't in your cards, you're lucky enough to get in and work for an MLB team. But as you know, always, guys, we are the only podcast out here in New York City that's showing you guys how you can go from dugouts to deals.
Or from cleats to clients.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Let's get it.
Ball to get to him, stepped on second, and gets the double play. Watch Chris Campbell handle this high chop.